Hello, comrades, and welcome back to Ushanka Show. Здравствуйте, дорогие товарищи. В эфире программа Ushanka Show. So today's video is a throwback to 1983, and we're going to talk about Soviet television. I don't know about you, but back in 1983, I was 12 years old. I lived in Kiev, Ukraine, and we just moved to our new 3-room apartment. So what we're going to do today, we're going to take a look at the January 1st of 1983 TV programming, the very first channel of the Soviet television. So January 1st of 1983 was Saturday, and I checked with Google, those modern technologies, man, and Google confirmed, yes, that's correct, it was Saturday. And if you remember, celebrating New Year was the biggest holiday in the Soviet Union. So January 1st was the day when we recovered from celebrating of New Year. So we're going to analyze the programming of the first channel, Первая программа. So that's the channel was transmitted coast to coast, LA to Chicago, Moscow to Petropavlovsk-Kamchatsky. And we will see what the Soviet citizens could watch on that day, Saturday, January 1st, 1983. So 8:20 in the morning, and that's kind of interesting. It's quite a late start, right? Тайна третьей планеты, мультфильм. So they show cartoon, science fiction cartoon, The Mystery of the Third Planet. I love that cartoon. And it's pretty long. It was pretty much, for almost an hour. For 50 minutes, they showed that cartoon, Тайна третьей планеты. This cartoon was based on a story of Kir Bulichov. I already talked about that writer. He specialized in this kind of children's science fiction. Okay, so the second program started at 9:10 in the morning. Первый тираж Спортлото. I already made quite a few videos about Soviet lotteries, so that was called Sport Lotto, and they had two kinds you can play. You can try to guess 5 out of 35 numbers or 6 out of 45 numbers. So that was the very first draw of the 1983, and that program went for 10 minutes. Next, third program was Зимний этюд, стихи советских поэтов. So for 25 minutes, they read poems of the different Soviet authors, and the program was called Winter Story, kind of like that. I'm not sure how to translate étude. So that was different poems about winter for 25 minutes on the first channel in the USSR. And just a friendly reminder for those who didn't watch my previous video about Soviet television, there was no commercials on the Soviet TV back in the 80s. No commercials ever. In 9:45 in the morning, for about an hour and a half, we had a программа телевидения Кубы, посвященная 24-й годовщине Кубинской революции. So that was a TV program from Cuba dedicated to the 24th anniversary of the Cuban Revolution. So they'll be showing about different successes on the island of freedom and how the Soviet Union helps to build Cuban economy. At 11:10 in the morning, we had международная встреча по хоккею. Montreal Canadiens, сборная СССР. So they translated hockey game, international hockey game between Montreal Canadiens and the USSR hockey team. So for 2 hours between 11:10 and 13:10. Now this game was not like live. It played a couple days prior. I looked it up. Once again, God bless Google. It makes life so much easier. But Soviet Union really kicked ass and won 5-0 against Montreal Canadiens. Good game. Okay, moving along. So next program started at 13:10. And here I just want to pause for a second. I mentioned several times before that in Soviet Union we used so-called military time all the time. So right here there's example. It doesn't say 1:10 p.m. It says 13:10. So in 1:10 p.m. or 13:10 normal time, we had a movie called Остров Сокровищ Part 2. So it's a movie for children once again because We also had a winter break during that time, школьные каникулы, that's how this program is called, вне школьных каникул. So during the days of the school break, they play a movie, Treasure Island, Part 2. You know, when I was putting this video together and gathering pictures, I got confused and actually thought about cartoon Остров Сокровищ, Treasure Island. But that cartoon was made in 1988, so 5 years after this TV program, and that cartoon was hilarious. I'll post the link below this video. You can check it out. It was made so well and it was so funny, but it's nothing to do with 1983. So Treasure Island movie went for 1 hour 10 minutes, and then from 2:20 p.m. all the way to 5:15 p.m. we had a ballet, Sleeping Beauty by Tchaikovsky. So pretty much for almost 3 hours, prime time on the most important TV channel in the country, they play the show Sleeping Beauty, the ballet. So this is the example of the Soviet television. You know, the prime time on the day off when everybody's home, they just play ballet, and I doubt a lot of people were watching it. At 17:15 or 5:15 p.m., there was they call it TV journal, Содружество. So Содружество can be translated as a friendship. So that's a TV program that shows successes of other friendly socialist countries. So there'll be reports from Bulgaria, from German Democratic Republic, Czechoslovakia, Poland, and so on. And I discovered totally by accident quite interesting, peculiar detail about the show. So it began in 1971, and the first name of that program was Мир социализма, the world of socialism. 8 years later, in 1979, they changed the title to Friendship. So for some reason, the world of socialism, they deemed not proper name anymore, and they changed to Содружество, Friendship, which is kind of interesting. It looks like the Soviet government was losing interest in socialism. And at 6 p.m., we had the highlight of the day. There was a program called Песня 82, Song 1982. So that's the very first day of 1983, but they playing like a finale of competition Song 82. So it's an evening in Ostankino, which is the main TV studio in the Soviet Union, located in Moscow. So for 3 hours, between 6 and 9 p.m., they showed performance of most popular singers in the Soviet Union. Песня 82, Song 82. And at 9 o'clock, for 35 minutes, we had a news program, Время. So they can state time. And very curious detail, that news program was on every channel at exactly the same time. So if you don't want to watch program news on the first channel, you can click to the second channel and it'll be exactly the same program. You click on the third channel if you have one, it'll be exactly the same program. So we even had a joke about the guy click 1, news. Click 2, same news program. Click 3, same news program. He clicks 4, and there's a KGB officer. I strongly recommend you to stop clicking channels and start watching the news. And after learning about news in the USSR, world news, sports news, and weather forecast for the next day, at 21:35, so at 9:35 p.m., there was time to watch the movie. This movie was called Ищите женщину, Search for a Woman, and it was based on a French writer's story. His name was, Robert Thomas, and the story was called The Parrot and the Chicken. But somehow the movie that they made was called Ищите женщину, Look for a Woman or Search for a Woman. And it was a long show, part 1 and part 2, for a total time of 2 hours and 20 minutes. So pretty much all the way to midnight, they played that show. So this was January 1st, Saturday of 1983, the first channel of the Soviet TV. So a little bit for everyone. I probably spend about 2 hours watching cartoons in the morning and movie in the early afternoon. My dad enjoy hockey game against Montreal Canadiens, and then the whole family watched for 3 hours competition Песня 82, Song 82. But I don't recall any cooking shows on the Soviet television, so my mom didn't really have anything specifically for her. Well, I hope you enjoyed this short glimpse into the Soviet TV screen. This is what we used to watch back in 1983. Please share your thoughts in the comments below, and we'll talk to you soon. До свидания. Goodbye. Cool Comrades is available at the Ushanka store at teespring.com. Just a friendly reminder that my book American Diaries is available on amazon.com, or shoot me an email if you would like to have a signed copy. Thank you. And if you love my channel and would like to show your support, please click on the link below this video and become the patron of the Ushanka Show. For as little as $1, you can help us grow and create the new interesting videos about the life in Soviet Union.